Welcome back to Spider-Man Remastered. We are, I think, just doing a lot of side questing. We do get to quite a bit of story events this part. At least 3 of them.
So I'm going to be
And they're
bitching a
pretty
lot
big.
in this part, aren't I?
I guess. Considering we had to restart just now,
You
maybe.
didn't have to say that, damn it. I was trying to
Yeah,
avoid
but
it.
it's funny. It was funny.
Ugh.
Listen, it's fun to tease the audience with the struggles we go on with in the background while we do this channel.
It's almost entirely networking.
It really is, and it's fucking stupid. But yeah, we're doing our first real honest to god side quests this part because I think this is the first time they start appearing in the game. Where it's, an actual NPC that you talk to get the quest.
Surprising that it takes this long for them to appear. Are there any significant ones, or are they all just do thing real quick, get EXP?
They're usually just like do a thing real quick, get some XP. But I think this one that we're about to do is like a police signal jammer thing. And once you activate it, I think the map is disabled, so you really kind of gotta do it. It's really annoying, but it's not that bad.
Yeah, it kind of makes me really appreciate the hero missions that they do in Spider-Man 2. Where instead of having full side quests or anything substantial, they'll just have random robberies happening, random people falling off buildings and such. So you can just choose to save them or swing past and let them die. You feel like a dick, but like I'd rather have that than being potentially promised that I can do a side quest and finding out it's just a standard open world thing and boring.
Yeah. That is the thing with that game is you canonically let people die if you skip the side quests.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
In this game, when the crimes appear, it's through the police signal thing, so you can at least be rest assured that the police will get there at some point.
Mm-hmm.
If you help, I promise I won't tell anyone you're hacking us.
I prefer to call it sharing, but sure.
Wow, she's really kind of blackmailing him here.
Signal I can detect. Need to swing through the
Like, I won't tell anyone as long as you help me fix this.
I bet there's somebody who activated this quest and played the rest of the game without finishing it.
I'm sure there is. I could be wrong about it, not going down. I always just do it whenever I run into it, because it's all right. It's super easy, because they just give you a compass to where the nearest jammer is, and you just gotta go punch a bunch of guys. And
glad to know I can mostly ignore side quests if I played this game.
yeah, I mean, I would recommend at least getting enough experience to complete like 90% of the skill tree, because you get some of the best stuff in that last or in that last like 20 or so percent of the skill trees. So
yeah,
like,
but it's like
being able to grab rockets and throw them back, like stuff like that, you don't get till a little later. Or being able to do finishers on the big fat enemies. If you're feeling lazy.
yeah, but like I can play the entire game without it.
You can, because other than the big enemies, you can just, knock someone up into the air and then do a swing kick to knock them off the building. Because 90% of the combat in this game takes place on top of buildings. So,
Yeah.
I'll track him down. I wonder if this
Whee.
with the system going down in the first place.
yeah, I don't know. I don't necessarily feel like they need this compass here. Because, like, these big signal jammer thingies are very obvious and easy to spot.
Yeah, it would have been cooler if it was just a part of the cityscape. And that's how you had to find it. But that is a problem with a lot of modern open world games, is very little of them are diegetic.
Yeah, that is, like,
They're always combined with like a million different HUD options and game feeling elements.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it isn't bad. But it would be nice to see something different tried. Like, at least Zelda tries to do it. Add things a
Yeah.
bit more into the environment.
Yeah. That is, I guess, a good way to describe the Spider-Man series, though, is like very diegetic open world. Like, you know, it's very, if you've played a lot of other open world games, you've obviously also played
Rid of the jammer.
this game pretty much. This game just has really fun movement on top of that.
The answer. It's fun.
Which, yeah, I don't mind. There's a lot of people who are like, it's just AAA slop. I'm not gonna play this or whatever. But I don't mind playing something that's more traditional or like mainstream if it has some, you know, decent movement to go
Yeah.
along with it or whatever.
Hmm.
Like if I'm having fun, I'm having fun. That's all I can
Yeah.
really care about.
I really don't see myself playing this one. I do see myself just going and buying Miles Morales and starting with that and then 2. Once we're done with this.
Yeah, I mean,
Because, like, that's one thing that
really-
hurt me with, like, Assassin's Creed is after I played the 3rd game, any others I tried to play after that, I'd be like, yeah, this is fun. But I really don't want to play another game like it. Exactly like it.
yeah. That's why, like, I thought about what you were saying last time. Yeah, you probably can just play Spider-Man 2 and be perfectly fine.
Yeah, at least going between, like, Arkham Asylum to Arkham City, they have very different feeling worlds and traversal. So I can justify
Yeah.
playing both of those. But going from, like, City to Night
System should be back online.
just feels a little harder to justify. Or, like, more specifically, City to Origins. Because Arkham Origins is the exact same as Arkham City.
Man, are those outfits?
At least in Arkham Knight, you do get the Batmobile.
Check it out.
It's got its own problems, but you know that does make it a little different. So I'll give it that.
Yeah. Spider-Man 2 does have like a web glider thing. Which does look like it changes the movement up quite a bit, but it kind of just looks like Batman's cape in the Arkham games. So,
Yeah,
like, it adds something to the movement. And obviously having the unassisted swinging mode is also a thing.
yeah.
But
That's what one thing I'd be excited for is play Miles Morales. It'd be a nice short game. Get used to the web slinging
It's nothing.
and how it kind of works, and just play all of Spider-Man 2 with unassisted. And I'll be like, yeah, this will be fun.
hmm
Whenever they go on sale next, I'm gonna
yeah.
grab Miles Morales. You can buy it separately, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Surprise.
Miles Morales was released as its own standalone game, I believe for $50 because it is shorter.
Oh,
It could've been
$50.
$60.
Yay.
Yeah.
How much was this? 70 or 60?
This was 60. Spider-Man 2 is 70.
Let's just remember, Sonic Generations was only 40.
Sonic Generations was 50.
Was it?
3DS version was 40.
Frontiers
50
was
though
60. Origin
50
was wait, not Origins. Superstars that was 40, right?
Superstars was 60.
Oh.
That's why people complained about the price for that game.
Oh, they also complain about Metroid Dread, and Metroid Dread is way more significant.
Yeah, but like when Superstars is $60 and Sonic Mania was only like $20 at launch.
It's a nap.
Yeah.
But
It's
Superstars
kinda
is
harder to
3D
justify.
and actually made by. Well, no, it's not even made by Sonic Team still, so never mind.
Superstars looks like a
Have a raft.
Xbox Live Arcade indie game.
No, no, no.
Yes,
That
it
was
does.
Sonic 4.
Well, yeah, that also looks like... No, Sonic 4 looked a little like a step below that. I think Episode 2 looks way better than fucking Superstars.
I will highly disagree with that.
You can talk about art style all you want, but just the raw graphical quality, Sonic 4 Episode 2 has nicer graphics than Superstars.
Also disagree.
Well, you're just incorrect. But sure. It's really like watching this game though. It makes it really hard to recommend to people because half of it is just punch mode, punch time.
But is that fun?
I mean, it is fun to do this, but it does get repetitive. And
Yeah, but how many people actually grind out games in multiple settings, you know? And I think that helps a lot. Like even you didn't play this game all at once. You played it like over multiple weeks.
No, but that doesn't change the fact that like each time you pick up the game for a session, it's going to be like the same thing each time.
Is that bad?
You're really playing for like the story cutscenes or whatever.
Is that bad though? Because I as I've been getting more and more into RPGs, I like the repetitiveness of it for long sessions. It's not bad. Like I don't need every game to be only 8 hours long with like so much packed into it. I love those too. But I need both.
Yeah, but this feels like it's, a 15-hour game with the same like 3 things packed into it over and over when it could have been, a much shorter game and a much more varied experience that way.
Yeah, I would love to see this attempt on like a way more linear style game with full levels and set pieces built to challenge the movement. But I think that's why I would enjoy the unassisted swinging so much more, just because if it's a lot harder just to in general get around, I think that would add so much to the game.
Yeah.
But if it's this automated, I would probably want it to be more, tightly designed to take advantage of that. Make me have to react fast, and because a lot of the movement's assisted, I don't have to worry as much about accuracy. And I think that would help a lot,
Mm-hmm.
She's branching out.
I think this game definitely, like you were saying stuff about levels that challenge the movement. This game definitely could have used like some swinging challenges. We sometimes get something like that in the form of one of the future quest lines.
I would like to point out before you finish this that Spider-Man 2 on the Xbox has that. And a lot of combat challenges and such you can find throughout the city. So, Spider-Man 2 better game confirmed.
Sure. I don't know. I haven't played it.
I don't know if we'll ever get to it for the channel. I at least want to do Ultimate Spider-Man because it's a lot. It's a really short game, so we can get to it quickly.
The like burst thing, like my special ability that I'm using right now just fills up my focus bar really fast, which very much trivializes the combat even more in this game. Because you just get like, I don't know, 3 or 4 special finishers.
That guy was not having it.
Fuck these guys.
You trying to do some fancy web sling stuff. He just socked you in the face. That was funny.
Yeah. I just try to open up with that uppercut to launch him up into the air.
Demons are down. Take it from here, officers.
I don't really think they balance the focus bar very well in this.
Is it too OP?
I think it is, because like each hit you land on someone gets you a little bit of your bar refilled, which obviously that makes sense. But you can use the bar at any time, even if it's not full, to heal yourself. Obviously based on a percentage of how much you have charged in the focus bar. And as you see now, I have 2 focus bars that I can fill. So I can always like fill one and then use my second one for like random extra heals. It's a little busted, I have to say.
If I get some fresh
I mean, the game still gets pretty hard in the end game when you know, there's a big prison outbreak and that's like all the characters that you're, or that's
Spoilers,
things you're
God.
dealing with. Yeah, no shit, it's not good for you, Peter.
I feel like his mask would have something kind of filter on it, but whatever.
God damn it, Otto forgot to design one of those into the suit. I really, I get
Oh,
that
I
they're
forgot
trying
he
to,
knows. I completely
Yeah.
forgot about that.
Well, no, he thinks Peter is the
yeah, he's
guy who
helping him,
makes
yeah.
Spider-Man stuff. Or he could just be saying that. We don't know yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
too bad we won't be getting to that for a while.
Yeah, it's gonna be a minute. It's gonna be a minute.
We have 3 guilty parties.
I remember recording this and being like, man, I'm really close to the end, aren't I? And then I wasn't. So maybe it'll happen sooner than we think. Maybe it'll happen in like the next 2 parts.
I'd say only you know, but you don't.
I don't. I like taking pictures while mid-swing. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, that looks
Feels
satisfying.
very Spider-Man.
Uh-huh.
Because this game really makes you feel like Spider-Man. How many times have you heard that?
That's a keeper.
Thank you for the back of the box quote.
I don't think it's even on the back of the box. It's just what every reviewer said about the game. Like, wow,
Spider-Man
this
had a
game-
rough transition to 3D.
It sure did. Which is why Spider-Man 2 on the PlayStation 2 and Xbox sucks.
That'll get a recall ordered. Courtesy of
But I don't know if Spider-Man 2 and the Tobey Maguire movie adaptations had, other than Spider-Man 3, had like multi-releases, but Ultimate Spider-Man had a GBA game made too,
Uh-huh.
which is actually a really good port. Or not really port, its own good game, because despite a lot of games using like the Donkey Kong Country method of creating character models to make that 3D look, it goes full sprite based.
Mm-hmm.
So it is such a good looking GBA game. A little hard and not always the best balance, especially in boss fights, but it is a lot of fun. And definitely a good companion to the console, the full console game.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a train.
I don't know. I do miss when games had, you know, companion games of themselves on different like handheld consoles. Obviously that can't happen anymore because
start taking better care.
all the consoles are like relative to each other now.
Yeah. As a heads up, that train was getting picked up on my recording.
Whatever, it's whatever.
I live just close enough to a train yard that when the, whistles go off, my mic will pick them up, but you can't hear the movement. At least I'm not that close.
I know the look. You're in the right place. Nothing to be ashamed of.
I know, I just
Peter's
to take
homeless.
resources from people who need them.
Shit, where is he living right now? Where's he sleeping?
Well, he can sleep here.
Thanks, Gloria.
He slept in Otto's office earlier. He was going to try and stay at MJ's because he needed a place to stay. But now we're here and we're going to sleep on MJ's office couch.
The first finder browser history.
Miss you.
It's Uncle Ben.
Something, something, something responsibility.
I like how they did actually go and make like a character design for him for this game.
As long as you don't have to sit through it.
Man, was I...
Yeah.
Yes, it's a big moment. Yes, it's important. But there's
no,
too
we don't
many
need to see it a
Spider-Man.
million times.
There's too many Spider-Man adaptations. Like, you know it's bad when Spider-Verse opens up kind of making fun of it.
Yeah. And then, you know,
Now, all
the
of this
second...
being said, Ultimate Spider-Man has the best Uncle Ben origin story. Changed my mind.
Which one does?
Ultimate Spider-Man. The
Oh,
comic.
I don't know. I don't know what that is.
You can and you will.
I'll pay you back soon.
He's never going to pay her back, is he?
For help next time. Oh, you are so much like Ben. You have to learn to swallow that Parker pride and accept that you're human.
Hooray for loving and supporting family members.
He's not human. He's Spider.
Just wanted to let you know I'm headed out of here. You're in charge while I'm gone.
Well, you can
Oh, Martin Lee is going on some kind of a business leave,
No.
What could that mean? Will it involve Spider-Man?
Some personal
and he's
business.
being vague about it.
Personal business. Oh, no.
Please take care of this place. It represents the best part of me.
And he's being oddly emotional.
That is not subtle.
Listen, I don't think it's been subtle at all with Martin Lee so far. He was like, you know,
This
MJ's.
place, it's very important to me.
This mask, you know, Peter. MJ's getting mixed up with some bad people. It's like, wait, do you think she's in trouble? It's like, I don't know. She could be, but that mask that you showed me, it looks a little dangerous.
Wow. Wait, isn't Osborn's campaign rally this after? Oh, I see what he's doing.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we all do. But still,
And it aligns with whatever Martin Lee's planning. Ooh,
join me.
Yeah, of course.
something bad's going to happen.
Hooray for story. Don't do a side quest.
Now I walk out, and I'm Spider-Man.
That's not abrupt.
Sometimes I swear you like exit a building like that as Peter, and then it like brings you back into the scene already in mid-swing as Spider-Man. It doesn't even show like a little clip of you changing like it did just now. Another side quest, or am I ignoring it? I don't know.
Is there any way to be Peter in the open world?
Nope.
No specific story segment either? That's kind of strange.
Nope. You sometimes are Miles, and sometimes you're MJ, but that's about it.
I love making you chase me, Spider. Someday I might even let
She's very sensual
Whoa.
to Peter.
you not today.
Black Cat does enjoy playing games with people, especially me.
Especially me. And she seems to be going around with some sort of group of graffiti artists.
Whoa.
Wee.
There are easier ways to make money, guys. Less socially destructive, too. Another message from Doc.
Feels like the worst way to make money. It's too
Being
flashy.
a criminal.
Is it? No, like robbing things out in the open with a whole bunch of armed people. It's absurdly flashy. What can I say?
This works out. Doc's work is too
I mean, I agree. I don't know if the demons were like robbing these guys to make money, though. I don't think that's their motivation. You can definitely say that about the basic criminals in this, though.
You're getting your ass whooped.
Because, well, yeah, the demons are quite a bit harder than the standard mooks. They have more options.
Just get good at the game, man.
Hey, Jeff.
Fuck this guy. Yeah, I don't like fighting the big guys. They're really annoying. You can't really combo them. They can just break out of, like, hit stun whenever they feel like it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Understood. I'll do a swing by.
Well, fuck him, I guess.
The one shock from the drone killed him.
Underwear. Wait, not Osborn. You know what? Never mind.
Oh yeah, he has our number now for some reason.
Neat.
That police officer we did that mission with the other day.
What?
Yeah. What?
No, it should just ignore the rooftop and jump on everything but the rooftop itself. I don't know. It just looked funny
Yeah.
to me.
This is the subtitle to this game is literally "The floor is lava."
Fair enough.
Even though technically it's not a floor because it's like the roof. So, oh yeah, this
Yeah.
is like the quote unquote infamous
Sorry.
or famous or whatever mission from this game. You have to chase this guy's pigeons. The
When people were in the drawing room or the writing room and just coming up with ideas,
I get around.
why?
they're just
why?
like, hey, this is New York. That means there are pigeons. We should have a side quest where there's this homeless guy who has a bunch of pigeons. And you have to get all the pigeons back.
People
guy
made
should've
fun
been
of
more
Assassin's Creed for this way back in the second game. That was well over a decade before this game came out. So I really just have to ask, why? Why are we still doing this shit?
Because there's no new ideas anymore. That's literally it.
You don't even need new ideas. Just don't include it.
Yeah, but they needed another mission quest to be able to get enough skill points to unlock everything or something. I don't know. I don't know why we're still hunting down Fisk's men.
Consolidated shipping.
Because it links it to the start, so you don't forget about the start.
I mean, I guess they do a decent enough job to make everything feel
Here.
connected. This sequence here is the initial reveal for the game.
The demons are moving in on Fisk's territory.
So that's why it looks a lot more cinematic than usual.
Get fucked.
This is like verbatim. Yeah, this section though caused a little bit of controversy because the trailer had nicer looking graphics than the final game. Who could have fucking guessed?
Look, as long as there's no tagline saying what the game will look like, and you have at least a single watermark saying not representative of in-game footage or final product,
Yeah.
you can be as controversial as you want, but at least they didn't pretend it was real.
Oh shit! Stealth ruined.
This isn't like Aliens Colonial Marines where they show off this insane tech demo and then Randy Pitchford goes out and says, "Yep, this is all running on actual hardware. It's what the game will look like."
And then it isn't.
Fun fact, everything in that demo was scrapped. And the game was just restarted from scratch. Because it was made by a third-party developer. Because Gearbox was busy with Borderlands, so they just kind of kept putting Aliens to the side and were like, we don't want to work on this.
Yeah.
And then when they finally were like, alright, we gotta actually release this, they just restarted the entire project on their end. The story of that game is hilarious. Sega got so pissed off with it. And they almost like sued, threatening to accuse them, like, you stole our money to make Borderlands and we want it back. I think the game started development like the same time Borderlands 1 was being developed. So it was like, alright, let's finish this. We'll get Aliens out after that. Then Borderlands 1 was a huge hit, and they had to make Borderlands 2 immediately.
Stay out of my business.
Wait,
Mm-hmm.
who's their leader?
Ooh.
Alive and maybe I'll tell you.
Oh.
Oh, now we got a bit of an uneasy alliance going on. Kinda.
He's in prison. Does it really count?
Saving bad guys from other bad guys. Not how I thought today would go.
Yeah. Kinda. Except I think we still have to beat up both sides.
Of course.
Because, you know, Spider-Man doesn't kill anyone. He just, you know, webs them up.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you, scythe user.
That's such a weird weapon. I've never understood it. Like, the only time I think it ever looks The only time it ever works is when it's used stylistically to look really fucking cool, and you have it way longer than an actual scythe. Like,
Well,
pretty much
here
just
at
Soul
least-
Eater. It
here at
works in
least
Soul
they-
Eater and maybe it works in Ruby, but they do the same method.
Here, at least, all the scythes glow. With
You are
magic
using
powers.
farming equipment. Why?
Why not?
You're literally using a tool that's just
Would
makes
you-
it slightly
would-
easier to cut crops with.
Okay, would
And
you
farm.
use that or just your fists against Spider-Man?
I get a fucking knife. Well, he's dead. He hit the blades. He hit the blades.
I wish there was a mode in these games where if you do accidentally kill, one of the people, then the game starts over from scratch.
I want a brutal mod where that guy actually gets shredded by the helicopter.
Oh shit! I fucking hate these guys.
There's got to be a brutal mod somewhere, or for the Arkham games.
I don't know. Do those games have like any sort of modding community?
I don't know. I don't follow modding communities.
Because you're lame and boring and lame.
Yeah. We've established this.
I could have taken him. I am not dealing with this combat right now.
3 times speed. And 3, 2, 1. That way we can edit it in with
Ow.
the video.
No. Because this is a main story event.
So?
What do you mean, so? I'm not fucking speeding up main story content. I ought to have your head for that statement.
We should play the Tomb Raider games at some point.
I do want to.
I mean the new ones. I'll try out the old ones eventually, but I like the new ones.
I don't care to play the new ones.
I got through all the first one and half of the second one. But I played them too close, and that was a mistake. So I gotta restart the second one and get through it, and then play the third one.
To me, it just seems like more like a more mainstream version of Tomb Raider than what the originals were. Doesn't even really resemble Tomb Raider all that much in terms of gameplay. I know it's a reboot, so it doesn't have to, but I'm just like, what's the point if you're just gonna make something entirely new? Why wouldn't you just make a new game starring a woman and going on adventures and stuff instead of just using the Tomb Raider name? I don't know.
Normally, I'd be inclined to agree with you. But in the same logic of why I like the new Star Trek films from J.J. Abrams, I cannot argue with you. That is 100% true. But I have a good time with it, so I'm going to forgive it and just enjoy it and playing it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like trying to watch, I don't know, the new Ghostbuster films where I have no desire to want this. And I think the only difference is I am not familiar with old Tomb Raider, so I'm fine playing the new ones because I have no frame of reference.
Mm-hmm.
And with Star Trek, I had watched those before any of the original series or Next Generation, so I had no frame of context. So I can just enjoy watching them, you know?
Yeah. My issue with it is like, for Tomb Raider specifically at least, it to me seems very yeah.
That sucks.
To me it seems very similar now to the Uncharted games, and I'm not a big fan of Uncharted to begin with.
Oh
So-
yeah, if you're not a fan of what the gameplay is going to be, you don't play it then.
Yeah.
I've never played Uncharted, but everything I've seen of Uncharted's telling me Tomb Raider is just that.
Yeah.
And, like, because this is my only experience with that type of game, I am completely fine with it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's fine.
But,
It's
yeah,
just not
I
for
just
me.
can't really argue with anybody disagreeing with it for, you know, the reasons I outlined. And, like, I mean, yeah, we fundamentally see the game differently, so I'm going to
Yeah.
enjoy it and leave you to and play someone else that you'll actually like.
Yeah. Yeah. I
See,
don't
I
know.
can be nuanced sometimes,
Yeah, I gotcha.
just not when it comes to Shadow the
Sometimes.
Hedgehog.
Not when it comes to Shadow the Hedgehog or Sonic in general, really. Yeah. But you know, it's like with this. It's like, yeah, I know like Spider-Man doesn't necessarily have an established video game franchise because it's primarily a comic and a movie thing. Or a cartoon to me. So like it having a more standard mainstream, I mean, AAA game like this doesn't bother me as much as something that is an established game franchise trying to, not be its established game.
Yeah,
So, because like even with like Sonic games, those are very different from one another. But I would argue, most of them still feel like Sonic to me. They just do wacky things on top of whatever they're going with.
yeah, but I feel like they're only Sonic to me because I grew up with them and just expected every Sonic game to be completely different. You know, going from Heroes to Shadow to or not Shadow, from Heroes to Unleashed to Sonic 1 to Secret Rings are all completely different.
Yeah, but they still have
Yeah, they still
all
have
the
a Sonic
3D
feel,
Sonic
but like I don't know.
staples.
I feel like if you
'Cause,
didn't
like-
play them as a child and didn't have that expectation going into it, you'd be wondering what happened. Since I
mean,
think a
yeah.
general expectation for most games is just that the sequel is going to be similar to the previous game. You know, unless you grew up in like the NES era where every sequel was probably going to be really different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's like, I don't know. The part of it is for me, like, I don't know. Even the most different 3D Sonic games from one another all play the same
Yeah.
in some regard. Like they're all like vaguely fast-paced platformers with like the homing attack chains and automated sequences, and so it's like I can get the same kick out of each of the games, even though they are very different from one another. But like, I don't know. I would have I know it probably wouldn't have done as well as what they did with Tomb Raider, but I would be more interested to see a modern take on the original gameplay. Which, we probably never will, because apparently the last Tomb Raider game was a failure in Square Enix's eyes, even though it still made like $6 million.
No, the first one was. I know what quote you're thinking of. That was the first one. It sold like 2 million copies.
Oh, okay.
But it was made to sell 5 million copies.
Well,
so everyone thought it was going to be canceled, but they still made Rise of the Tomb Raider and Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I don't know how Rise of the Tomb Raider did. I know Shadow of the Tomb Raider just kind of came out and went a little lackluster. Still a really good game, and thankfully it ends the series, so it was going to be the last game anyways. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know that guy.
We are now Miles, for some reason.
Oh, you play as him?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's not a Spider-Man yet, though.
Ah.
Oh, and I guess we don't play as him yet.
I didn't even know he was in this game.
They randomly introduced him there because they had to have some kind of hook at the end of the trailer for the initial reveal of this game. And everyone's like, oh my god, it's Miles! Oh!
Yeah. Well-liked character in the comics, and Spider-Verse had come out around this time, too. So.
Mm-hmm.
I still need to watch the sequel to that. I've not seen it.
Well, it's a good thing I didn't say what I was going to say earlier about it then.
Oh, good. Please don't spoil. I need to
Because
see
yeah,
it.
you were like, oh, they turned the whole Uncle Ben thing into a joke, and yeah, they do something more with that entire concept in the second film.
Oh.
Upgrades, upgrades.
So we're
Once
done
you
with Tomb Raider
max-
now?
I guess. I'm really waiting for that, like, the physical version of that remaster collection to come out. Or is the
Is it out
remaster
yet?
collection even... I don't think physically it's not, because I pre-ordered it like a month ago
Oh.
on PS5, and it hasn't come yet. So I don't think it's out unless it's out digitally, or if it's out on like Switch already. I don't know. I don't know if they did something like that.
Yeah. If I ever see like one of the a PS1 copy around for any of the games, I should probably grab it because they're usually pretty cheap. They sold a lot.
Yeah.
For some reason, Final Fantasy's been jumping up in price, and I don't know why. Because
Dude,
I know there are a shit ton of copies of 7, 8, and 9 all in circulation.
You should get a PlayStation 2 because Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2 are only like $10.
I have 10 and 10-2 already. I grabbed them at a store the other day, each for, I think, 10 was $5, 10-2 was $6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
It was
gonna say
great.
I
have
saw
those
that
already.
yeah,
I
saw that.
I only really play them on P. Well, I have the HD collections, which makes Final Fantasy X worse, but 10-2 is just fine or slightly better in HD because you can skip cutscenes. But you can't. You don't want to skip cutscenes in 10-2. I'm not going to get into why.
Okay. I wouldn't skip cutscenes in a fucking RPG though.
You will when you die and have to rewatch it. But you still can't. Never
That's just
mind.
a poorly designed RPG.
But yeah, I got them. I just don't really see the biggest need to want to get a PlayStation 2 just because PS2 emulation on my PC is pretty good and I can just rip games off a disc if I want.
I mean, I guess. I think.
Like, I'll get it eventually. It's just not high on priority. Like, I don't know, getting a PS Vita or a Wii, you know, or
I've always
maybe
just not had a good time with a PS2 emulation, personally. Like, it's decent and it works, I guess, well enough, but like, I always have issues with every single game I've wanted to emulate. So
I mean, the only one I really heavily played emulated was Drakengard, and I think that was working fully fine. But I've never played it on original hardware, so I can't tell you.
yeah, to be fair though, like, collecting for the PlayStation 2 is probably like the easiest retro console to collect for right now.
Well, yeah, that's why I randomly buy games. Like I would buy games for it without even knowing I could play them on my PC, just because I'm like, I might as well just grab them. Like, Final Fantasy X is so cheap.
Yeah.
I'll grab Dirge of Cerberus even eventually, just because I think it goes to usually for around like $20. A little more expensive, but still.
Mm-hmm. I have here. I randomly found Metal Gear Solid 3 for $30.
Ooh.
So I just randomly picked that one up, even though I have the like collection that they just released.
Yeah, I'll probably just get I'm pretty sure it's pretty expensive now, but I wish I could have gotten the HD collection that was released for the 360 and PS3.
Hmm.
Because I hear that's like the best one, from what I can tell.
Serious car accident down there.
I believe the version they use for that is the same version they use for the new collection, for at least MGS 2 and 3.
I mean, yeah, I'll probably end up just getting them on PC just because they're easy to get. But I have a PS1 copy of the original, and then I also have MGS4 because that game is getting close to becoming lost media if the PS3 store were to ever go down. and I saw it on Amazon, like, new for $30, so it's like, I really should just grab this. I don't know when I'll actually play it, but at least I have it.
Yeah.
So I do have 4, which is cool. Still haven't actually played them, though.
Gotta catch up. I hate to tell you this, guys, but I see a lot of drivers heading your future.
That was a fun quip.
Y'all are about to lose your licenses.
He's got to be really hopeful that web is going to hold him high enough above the ground so he doesn't slam into it from a moving car. Or he would die.
Well, I think he's just more in tune with his web swinging than. Also, I want to say that guy we grabbed out of the driver's seat and threw out, he definitely hit a light post.
If I save the day and swing away, he's obviously alive, and I don't have to care.
Yep. Out of sight, out of mind.
The only person who's going to report on him dying is J. Jonah Jameson. And therefore, I don't have to care.
Yeah, he's like the news source nobody gives a shit about. Wee.
This is some really epic music.
It's time for this guy's
Miles'
like,
section.
It's I think there is a Miles section coming up.
You'll be fine, honey.
But this is the whole re-elect Osborn like rally that they were talking about earlier.
Oh,
this guy's gonna give a speech.
You got this, Dad. Come on, you saved Spider-Man. I'm pretty sure that makes you an official superhero.
Or maybe I'm just a guy who doesn't give up.
Hell yeah.
Well, ain't that cool?
Honey.
Yeah, I really like the writing in this. I think all the characters they do a good job making you care in this. Which is one thing I can say about a lot of AAA games like this. Even if the gameplay is very bog standard and whatever, like you can usually expect a pretty decent story out of them if the writers aren't, taking a nap. I'm not sure how the story in Spider-Man 2 stacks up. I wasn't huge on the Miles Morales story. But that was kind of more of a in-between type thing.
Yeah, but at least it's short, so...
Well, thanks, Jim.
Yeah.
I said it better myself, but I'll try.
Yeah, I do really want to play this. This is, one thing I've learned from watching this. I mean, I say that for a lot of the games I haven't played that we do. But I think this one I'll actually play. Or at least Morales and 2.
Totally neutral location for
Yeah.
I won't play this game. I'm probably not going to play this game.
professionals.
Yeah.
For acts of extraordinary
That was a really cute interaction there. Sorry. I was distracted by it.
And one day I'll play Penny's Big Breakaway, I promise.
God fucking damn it.
Phone call, sir.
Kind of in the middle of something here, Jim.
Sounds urgent, sir.
One day. One day.
One day.
Congratulations, sir.
Something's gonna go wrong.
Nah, what? Nothing could ever go wrong. This is
I'm waiting for him to get
happy-go-lucky
shot in the head.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man never has tragedy.
This is... I know they can tell they want this set up to have everything go wrong so badly. And I feel like they're just having fun with that at this point. They are spending so much time focusing on all the smiling faces. I'm like, you motherfuckers.
Yeah. Man, this remaster, if you really look at anyone that isn't a main character, you can tell they're a PlayStation 4 model.
I'm watching this phone call, and all I can think of is the scene where Tom Cruise answers the hostage call in Tropic Thunder. Have you ever seen Tropic Thunder?
Nope.
Oh, you need to watch that movie. It's so good.
Did we really need the like spider sense lines on Peter's head for this cutscene?
I want a mod that replaces all those effects with the brain expansion meme. Or it just displays over Peter's head.
Uh-huh. That'd be funny.
Fuck you. Laugh at my jokes.
So you always make them when I'm actually watching the fucking part. It's like we're watching a movie right now. It's kind of distracting.
Are you okay?
Alright, wait. Can we... You see, though, someone's got to be talking. Can we just go silent for like 30 seconds while we're watching this? No, we can't. We have to keep
sure
talking.
We've
We have to
done
keep the
that
commentary
already in this part. I bet it's happened.
Hopefully
Yeah, Peter's dead. This is actually the last time you play as Peter.
Holy shit, they're doing Miles Morales right. Peter has to die first.
Yeah. But except he never knew it was fucking Spider-Man.
Thank God. Can you hear me, baby?
That would suck. If I were playing this and like Peter Parker died midway through,
I'd respect
and I'm
it.
playing. I mean, I don't know. I
respect
probably
it.
would too. But obviously, I don't think they would have marketed that. So it would have been like, well, shit. I thought I was gonna be Peter Parker.
I don't know. They
this whole
marketed
game.
Metal Gear Solid 2 as a game where you play as Solid Snake, so... It's been done before.
Well, yeah, they can market it with like, oh yeah, you can play as Miles, but if the game was the same up to this point, but Peter died,
Mad respect. Like, you can be pissed for a little bit, but you know, at the end of the day, everyone would be praising it.
well, I'd be like, well, this is fucking stupid. Peter and MJ were about to have a nice little
It's
dinner
tragic.
together.
And then you get to play as Miles Morales, and it's great.
In the most
Everyone loves
standard
Miles.
controlling like sections ever. She should be crippled.
Damn,
Look
that's
at
brutal.
she should be. Look, this whole fucking thing fell on her.
You'd be surprised if it falls on you correctly. Like, at work, I think we had someone, like, then an aisle fell onto them. In total, they had about 400 pounds fall onto them. But ended up being fine, and no workman's comp even needed to be filled out. So, like, it just depends on how it hits you.
Are you okay? Nice going, kid. Are you okay?
Shut the fucking EMT being like the superhero, nice going kid guy, and then he's just gone. He teleported away.
I'm gonna be alright.
I must go, for my planet needs me.
I have to go find Dad, okay?
And then you watch this cell frame lift up, because they didn't animate it.
Well, of course.
You really need to watch The Simpsons. You get so many references that way.
I'm good.
And Futurama. Futurama first, honestly. I love The Simpsons, but Futurama first. Because it ends.
Okay, real quick, if you were in a situation like this, would you be doing parkour on the like collapsing building?
Hardcore parkour.
It's right there.
I'm a gamer.
A gay man.
Why'd you have to reveal me like that, man?
It's like with the one thing me and my girlfriend joke about. Every time we're like, oh, I'm an epic gamer. What the other one's like, yeah, well, I'm a gay man. I don't know, it's funny. Yeah, I don't find these sections very good. Like they're just here. They could have just been a cutscene, you know. I know they're trying to make the game engaging and whatever, but this is not exactly fun gameplay.
Yeah, the Nier Replicant remake had a newly added story segment that's really, really good. But because of how locked it becomes in the second half of the game, because of course it's something that happens in the second half of the game, the part that you have to replay at least 3 times to get the full ending of the game.
Yeah.
You have to replay that whole segment every single time 3 times over.
Mm-hmm.
Just to beat the game. It's not even like a replay thing. Just to get, the final ending of the game, you have to do it.
Yeah. These guys don't look up.
That's why I play
The
that
stealth
game over
section
the
makes
course
no
of a year.
sense.
I need my breaks.
I am like that with a lot of games, though, to be fair.
That's why my Final Fantasy X playthrough is going on 3 years. I consider it ongoing because at least every 3 months I play it and make progress.
I absolutely could not do that with an RPG.
It helps that in a Final Fantasy game, it is pretty easy to jump back in. Because as far as RPGs goes, the gameplay is pretty basic for all of them. It's not like trying to get back into a Persona game where you will forget everything.
I don't know. I just am more likely to forget stuff that I'm reading rather than hearing in like a dialogue or whatever. That's just me, though. That's why reading books is so hard for me. I just fucking forget.
Yeah. That's fair.
Why wouldn't he just kill him still?
Oh, the eyes glowing. The reveal.
That was the most arbitrary, like, let's not kill this guy, actually, scenes ever. It's like, he was still there. He could have easily fucking stabbed him.
Alright, Morales. You had your Uncle Ben moment. You can now be Spider-Man.
Yeah, but he doesn't get the with great power comes great responsibility line.
He's the new Spider-Man. He don't need that. He just needs someone to die. Like Sonic fans waiting for Sonic 3. And Shadow Generations. I want to see a cutscene of Maria dying there, too. Also, good choice to end the part on.
Yeah,
My hat to you.
I usually try to end, if there's a story sequence like that, I usually
Side
try to
quest
end on
nonsense apart. Good job.
Just playing the game, man. What do you want from me?